Hey everybody, welcome back to Beautiful You. Today I'm going to talk about a subject that is probably not going to bring any new subscribers. People probably aren't going to want to share it. That's okay though. Sometimes you have to talk about things that are difficult, and sometimes you have to do things that are difficult to be able to make progress and get to a better point in life. And so today I want to talk to you about forgiveness and how to forgive and why it's so important to forgive. And also I want to explore what forgiveness really is. I think that a lot of times people think forgiving is a gift that you give to another person, and it's not. It can be, but it's not always that. Forgiveness is for yourself. So if there is someone that you need to forgive, if you are able to forgive them, you give yourself a gift. You relieve yourself from hurt and pain. We're not really able to feel better, really and truly. We can't really and truly have joy be given to us and feel it in our hearts when someone else gives it to us. Yes, people can do nice things for us. Yes, people can give us compliments. Yes, a person that we like can like us back, and that does make us happy because we're happy to feel love. But most of your happiness and joy comes from you, who you are, knowing who you are, loving others, spreading your love, and living in truth and living in the gifts that you were given. And so forgiveness is something that you give to yourself. When you forgive someone else, it relieves your own pain, sorrow, anger, bitterness. It really does. So you forgive people so that you can feel better. So if we break it down and think about what has happened to us and the things that we can't forgive, usually people that you need to forgive, either it was a stranger who did something to you, like committed a crime against you, or it was someone that you knew that caused emotional pain and hurt you that way. And either the person who you knew who caused you emotional pain did it intentionally or unintentionally. If the person who caused you emotional pain did it intentionally, then I think that it's important to look at the relationship and determine whether or not that is someone that you need to continue to maintain a relationship with. And even if you say, no, I don't need to maintain a relationship with that person, they don't respect me, they don't give me the same love that I give to them, that doesn't mean that you can't forgive them. You still forgive them, but move on, because forgiving is for you. If the person who hurt you is someone that you love dearly, then you need to think about, did this person, and you think it's a good relationship, then you need to think about, did this person hurt me out of intent or maliciousness? Why did this person hurt me? Why did they cause me this pain? We are such inherently selfish creatures that we oftentimes only think, without realizing it, we subconsciously think that people do things to us, and it has only to do with us, why they did these things. So for example, if your dad did something to hurt you, and automatically we're just going to think, he did that to me. Oftentimes he didn't do it to you. You felt it because he did it, but he wasn't intentionally trying to hurt you. That's the outcome of it, the unexpected outcome, the unintended consequences. That's what that is. He didn't set out to hurt you. Even the worst dads in the world, well, there are many examples of that, but let's just say a dad is on drugs and takes all of the money from you and your mom and goes out and buys drugs and does all the drugs with it and then ends up killing himself. I mean, that's a pretty horrible thing. And that would be hard to forgive because we would see it as, first, he stole from me, which means he didn't even care about me at all. And he took all my money and my mom's money, and then he used that money to go buy drugs. And then, if that wasn't bad enough, he took himself out of my life and I can never ask him about it again. That's a pretty serious situation. And I'm not saying that you're just going to say, oh, I forgive you, Dad, and everything's going to be okay. No, not at all. There's a lot of emotional trauma to have to work through in that situation. But I'm just trying to use a really heinous example. If you think about it, that dad did not sit down and think, how can I hurt my kid? What can I do to really make my kid suffer? No. He struggled with an addiction and the addiction overtook him. Again, not saying it's okay that he did it, but I think if we understand someone's intentions, then we can more easily forgive. And forgiving is not for them, it's for you. So if you understand that your dad, very unfortunately, allowed himself to become addicted to drugs and the drugs overtook his actions, hopefully in time you would be able to forgive him, knowing that he did not set out to intentionally cause you emotional pain. Most people who do drugs, or many people who do drugs, do them because they have their own pain on the inside that is so bad that they can't get away from it. And then they turn to the wrong kind of thing to numb themselves. And it doesn't really numb anything. It just makes everything worse. That's the horrible thing about drugs. It really is. And that's why it's so important to not harbor guilt, like we've talked about, and to not keep pain within you, and to feel your feelings and let them out and figure out what's going on with them so that you don't in turn end up on drugs. Because that's how you can hurt people without meaning to. But if you did that to your kid, wouldn't you want to be forgiven as well? So in thinking about a different example where somebody did something that caused someone else a lot of pain. Okay, so let's say your brother was really hurt by something. And so in our hurt, we oftentimes really want to lash out at others. Or at best, we are not thinking rationally. And we allow things to happen, or we do things that can cause others pain, even though we didn't mean to do it. Almost everything comes out of hurt. If you think about it, everything that others do to cause us pain typically comes from hurt. If there's someone that we really love that has loved us as well, those things come from pain. So in forgiving someone, if you could possibly put yourself in their shoes and understand that they may have been hurting too, it can make it easier to forgive them. If we can understand that they didn't do it to us, it was an unintended consequence of something that they were doing. There's another way to forgive people, and it's going to be even less popular than what I've already been saying, even more difficult to do. But, and I'm probably, no one is going to want to hear anything I say once I say this, but that's okay. If you can be open-minded, it would require you to be open-minded. And if you can just entertain the thought and the possibility of what I'm saying. And most of the things that I say on these videos are actually not most, I think all of the things I say on these videos are things that I have had to do or I have learned to do and that have helped me. So whatever I'm telling you to do, I've also done it myself, and I am no better than you. We all have the ability to have love in our heart and be a special person and think of others if we want to. We really do. So I'm no better than any of you out there listening to me or anyone who may listen in the future. We're all built the same and have the ability. That's what's so great about what I believe is I believe that no matter who you are now, you can be someone better, and it's your own choice. And so because I believe that, that's why I know I'm no better than any of you. I'm just at a different place in my journey. That's all it is. So the next thing that I'm going to say is very, very difficult. But like I said, I've had to do it myself. And it's made a huge difference. I really hate to admit it. And I just did it recently. I did it today, and I did it in the last few months. I asked other people for forgiveness that I didn't think I should have to ask. I asked people for forgiveness when I considered myself to be the victim, so to speak. I felt that these people should ask me for forgiveness, yet I am the one who asked them for forgiveness. And I did this because I made myself think about it from their point of view, from a different point of view. I made myself put myself in their shoes. And I wasn't going to send it, so I just wrote it. I wrote it in an email. I asked for forgiveness. And the one that I did today, it was even better than the one that I did a couple months ago. The one I did today, I only wrote things like, I'm so sorry for, what I wrote was, I'm so sorry for anything I did to cause you any pain and hurt. I wish you never would have had to feel all of that pain. I'm reaching out today to ask for forgiveness for pain that I've caused you. I love you. That was all I said. And that was an extremely hard thing to do because I feel I've been wronged by that person. So for me to reach out and ask them, and I just wrote it in an email and I didn't send it, but for me to reach out and ask them for that forgiveness was really adding insult to injury, to be honest with you, because I felt that I was the one being hurt. And now here I am having to grovel, right? But when I thought about it, I thought maybe this person really, even though I don't feel that anything I did was intentional. That's what I just said a minute ago. People don't do things intentionally to hurt others. They don't, usually. Sometimes they do, but they really don't that often. And so because I felt I didn't do anything to hurt this other person, and I'm the one that deserved to be asked for forgiveness, I could never see myself doing it, but I just wrote it. And then I left it there. And then I took a nap. And then when I woke up, I said, you know what? I'm just going to send it. What can it hurt? And who knows? We'll see. But maybe this person will be able to let go of their own feelings long enough to forgive what they think they need to forgive, and maybe even ask me for forgiveness. And so the reason I told you all that is to say that forgiveness is for yourself. By me sending that, and yes, it was really hard to get to that point where I hit send, or even get to the point where I wrote something that was not at all blaming that person. I just took all the blame. And what that did is it freed my heart. It allowed me to forgive, and it freed my heart. And I see that person through a different set of eyes. And I just think sometimes that's the only way that you can truly forgive. We'll see. It will take time. But I think what I did was the right thing. And maybe good things will come of it. But I do know that I don't have to harbor that anger in my heart. I just don't have to hold on to it at all. I can be free. Forgiveness is for you. And if anyone is interested, part of the place where I learned this from was on Global Witness's YouTube channel. And he's the one that got me thinking about all this. And I'm so grateful, because it says in the Lord's Prayer, forgive me, and our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. We are supposed to do this. There's no way around it. So it's been something I've been struggling with for many years, at least 15 years. And I know that I've become a happier person, a freer person. I'm no longer in bondage and chains from the anger. I don't have to hold it in me anymore. So sorry for the very long video, but it's a big deal. It's very hard to forgive. Very, 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 very hard to forgive. But it's so important. And you have no idea how much you can do for yourself by forgiving others, even if you don't let them know. You don't have to do what I did. You don't have to press send. Just think about it. Just think about it, and you will not believe how much freer you will feel. I only tell you these things because I want the best for you, and I want you to have the most joy and happiness and peace in your heart that you can possibly have. And I feel I have the most that I can have, and I want you to have it too. So thank you so much for listening. Sorry this is so long. I hope it's been helpful. Please like or dislike if you want to. You can dislike the video. I don't blame you. You can email me. I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody who wants. I can explain more of my story to you. I think you won't believe it if you hear it. You will not believe it. And I'll be happy to share it with you. You can email me at themiracleofbeautifulyou@gmail.com. Spell it all out. themiracleofbeautifulyou@gmail.com. You can put your posts in the comments. I'm always open for constructive criticism. But I hope you'll at least listen with an open mind. And if it was too much or too hard to listen to today, maybe you can keep it and save it for later and listen to it another time. Forgiveness is for beautiful you.